Hey guys, in this video I'm going to tell you everything which you need to know about Sony FX6 menus, interface and everything. So even if you are a regular user of Sony FX6, by the end of this video you will know a lot of new stuff. First of all, I'm going to start with the side handle of Sony FX6. If you see that it's having this for the iris control, then you have the tight and wide. If you have a lens which is compatible and have the zoom motor built in, you can do the tight and wide here. You have the focus magnification, you have this button to move around, you have record button, you have number 5 button which I use to basically assign to the menus, and I long press this to go to the menus, and then I toggle between the menus on here. After that, under here you have a button which is to release your handle. You have these connectors, HDMI output, ACI output. Then you have the time code. If you are using external time code, make sure that it's on the in, not out, so you can really use it. And then you have the remote for Ethernet connection and the power input. Now let me just show you the handle first of all. So on the handle you have basically same tight wide, iris control, your record stop, 7, 8, these are the assignable buttons. You can assign them to any of the functions, and then this is to toggle between the menus and everything. Hot shoe for audio input. You have your mic. Let me show you the screen. On the screen you have these 3 buttons. First of all, one button is for peaking, so peaking on and off. Then you have the zebra if you want to monitor your exposure, and then you have number 9. I have assigned this button for big 6 screen, and if you are on the latest firmware at the moment, which is firmware 6 for Sony FX6, you will be able to see this, otherwise you will not have it. So if you want to know how you can firmware update your camera to firmware 6, I have done a video about that. And then if you are on this firmware 6 and you want to know how you can enable this big 6 screen, you can see that video as well. I have done that. Now after this, let me just show you these buttons and everything. So on the front here, first of all, you have the focus between auto and manual. So here you can really configure that if you want to be on the manual focus or autofocus. And then if you're on the manual focus, you have the push focus. So even if you're on manual, it will work for you to achieve the focus. And then you have the auto white balance button here as well. After that, on this side you have the record stop button, you have the hold button. So if this button is being pressed, doesn't matter what I do, it's gonna give me that the key is held. And then you have the flag button. If you are in the playback mode, I will show you in the playback mode as well. You can flag your clips and remove the flag as well with this. And here you have the ND settings. So you have the presets and then you have the variable. So if I'm on this side, it will be on the preset, and I will say add an ND. You can see it's adding on the screen, and if it will go less on the screen as well. And you have the ND auto as well. Basically this is the preset button which you can set to. And then if I go to the ND variable, I can add this way as well. Now after that you have the iris button. If you press on this, you can literally change the iris of your camera. Same goes to your white balance button, your ISO button and your shutter button. But here you have your L, M and H ISO. Basically this is low, medium and high ISO, which you can set in the menus, and I will show you after. And the same thing is for the white balance. You can be on any and you can set that. So these are the 3 presets which I keep always, like 3200, 3200 and then 5600. You can change these as well. After this you have the S and Q button. You have number 2 button which you can assign to anything, and number 3 as well. These are assignable buttons. And then this is the display button to keep and remove the display. This I have already explained in video of audio settings in Sony FX6. I would highly recommend you to watch that video because that explains everything about audio settings in Sony FX6. Slot select is here, and then you have on and off button. Here you put the cards. I am sure you know it, and to format them I'll show you after. Now I'm just gonna record a clip and cut that clip to be able to show you the thumbnail and playback. So if I will playback, go to the thumbnail now, you can see I have these clips. So if I will play back, I can play back like this. What if I want to delete a clip? So I will be in my thumbnail, not in playback. I will go in my thumbnail. I will go to menu, full menus by long pressing it. I will go on thumbnail and I can say delete clip, select clip. I can select this clip and then I can delete that with the menu button. So now this clip is being deleted. Now this is all you need to know about the external interface of Sony FX6. What about the internal settings? Let's just jump into that. Now for the internal settings, I will just go to menu and I will start with my user settings. Here you have your base settings, you can be in custom, flexible ISO, exposure index, or quick, or Cine. So custom is basically you can shoot your Rec 709 or anything like that. And then you have flexible ISO, where whenever you are going to change your ISO, it will actually affect your exposure in the recorded footage. After that you have Cine EI and Cine EI Quick. So Cine EI Quick basically is a mode where you can either shoot 800 or 12800 ISO. Even if you are changing on your camera, it's not affecting your recorded footage. But why is there Cine EI Quick and Cine EI? Cine EI Quick is basically whenever you are toggling between the ISOs just to see on your screen, and let's say you go more than 3200, it will change the base ISO by itself without you changing that. So that's a quick way of changing the base ISO, because in Cine EI you actually are shooting in 800 or 12800. Doesn't matter what you see on your screen, it's not in the recorded footage. And in Cine EI you can either be on 800 or 12800. If you want to change your base, you'll have to go to menus and change that. So this is a difference. Flexible ISO always is changing your footage when you are changing it on your camera. Cine EI and Cine EI Quick are not changing it, they are always on the base ISO. But in Cine EI Quick, when you go more than 3200, it will switch to the 12800 base ISO, or vice versa. If you come under 3200, it will try to switch to the 800. So wherever is the closest, it will go to that base ISO. I will go back, I will go on focus settings, and here in the focus settings, first of all you have the transition speed, basically to transition from one subject to another. So if I'm in the frame and I go out of the frame, how fast it's gonna switch my focus to the background, that's the speed, and you'll have to test that speed and see what suits you. And after that you have autofocus subject shift sensitivity. So it can be in 5, 4, 3 or 2, like how sensitive it's gonna be to shift. Like if it's on 2 or 3, it will not really shift very quickly. In case it's 5 responsive, doesn't matter you do, like it's gonna be very sensitive and very active. Whenever you move, it's gonna try to, and in that way it can imagine something wrong as well. So you need to try this and then find out what suits you. Focus area, you can have wide, you can have zone, and you can have flexible spot. So wide is the whole screen, it's gonna look for the whole video and it will try to determine the focus by itself. In zone, it's gonna be in this much area as you can see on your screen, and whatever comes in this area, it will try to figure out and focus on that. And then if you are on the flexible spot, you can see where it is and you can move this spot basically. So if I will move it, you'll see it. So you can see you can move that spot and you can really focus on that. Then you have the face eye detection autofocus. So it can be on off or face eye priority, or only the face eye. So basically if it's on only face and eye, then it will not look for anything else, it will keep looking for human factor and then it will focus on that. And if it's on face eye priority, then it will focus on me, but if I go out of the frame, it will try to find the place things to focus on. And then off is surely it will generally focus. So I'll go back. Push autofocus, basically same button which I showed you. And then you have the touch monitor in manual focus. So if you're in the manual focus, when you will touch it, it will focus on that and leave the focus on there. So these are the focus settings which you need to know about. And after that you have this S&Q, slow and quick. Basically you can turn it on and then you can choose your frame rate, like it can go maximum 120 frames per second. So if you are having the project frame rate at 25 and this is set to 100 or 125, it's gonna be slowing down the footage 4 to 5 times. And the same goes the other way around as well. Like if you want to do the slow shutter effect, you can go to 1 or 2 frames per second and then you can change your shutter angle and then it will give you the slow shutter effect as well. So it works the both way. So I will keep it off for now. I will go back. LUT on off. I have done a full video about LUT import and all the settings of Sony FX6. So I will not explain that. I'll put the link. You guys can go and watch that. That is very important to know about. And then after that you have simultaneous recording. Basically if you are having 2 cards in your camera, if you want them to record on the same time or not. And then proxy is recording. If you want to have a proxy recording along with your footage, you can do that as well, but I don't do it. Interval recording is basically time lapse. If you want to do, you can set the settings here and you can do that. Assignable button, assignable dial, and multifunctional dial, these are the things which you can assign to certain functions and they will work for you. After that, you have all file, which is very important. It's about how you can make your presets and save your presets on Sony FX6. I've done full video on that as well. If you want to see that, you can click on this and watch that. And then the clip name format is very important, so I always keep it on camera ID plus reel. You can set your camera as A or B or C. So this way it will tell you camera A, and then if I will set the reel number to 1 and set it, now it will be like camera A001 and then C001. And after that you have the format media. If you want to format your card, you can come here, you can click on your full format or quick format, and then you can format the card here. If I'll say execute, it will format. So I'll go back. Viewfinder settings, basically this is for your viewfinder if you want to change your brightness and color mode. So if the color will be black and white or white. Then you have the zebra and zoom settings, which you can go through and watch after that. So these are kind of basic things which you need to go, but the most important thing, which is the brain of your shooting, is going to be the project settings. So this is what I want to tell you. So first of all, you need to know what is Cine EI, which is very important as well. And then after that, what you need to know is the project settings. So if I will come to my project settings, here is the base. So in base, I can set my shooting mode. I will always keep it on Cine EI, and then I will go back. I'll go to record format, and this is where you set your project frame rate. So I will keep it on 25. In my region it is 25. And then image scan mode, either it can be in full frame or super 35. So if I go to super 35, it will leave my resolution to 1920 by 1080, and that's it. But I will be on the full frame for now, and then I can choose my codec here. If I want to be on raw and XAVCI, raw HDMI only, which will give me raw output on HDMI and it will not record in the camera, and then raw HDMI and in camera XAVCI, and then you have XAVCI and XAVCL. So I keep it on XAVCI most of the time. And then video format is basically your recording resolution, so I will keep it on 3.8K UHD. I will go back. Then you have the Cine EI flexible ISO settings. So if I will click on this, you can choose the color gamut, which is S gamut 3 S log 3 or S gamut 3 dot Cine over S log 3. So I keep it on S gamut dot Cine S log 3, and then I keep my embed off, or you can turn it on as well. It doesn't affect your footage, by the way. I'll go back. After that, I have my paint look settings, which are look settings. I have done a video about that, which you can go and watch that. And timecode media settings are very important. Here you can basically choose your timecode. It should be on in from if you are taking any external timecode, and then you can do the timecode settings here. After that, you have the timecode display, if you want to select the HDMI timecode out or not. Same thing, clip name format, update media, and format media is here as well. I will leave it as is. I'm going to show you how you can set up your monitoring on SDI and HDMI out in Sony FX6. So first of all, you go to menu by long pressing the menu button, and then you come on your monitoring. In monitoring, you go to output first of all, if you want to keep output on or both. So if HDMI is off and you plug in the HDMI, you will not be able to see the HDMI video on that because here it's off. So you need to turn it on as well. After that, you have the output format. So this is where you can choose the resolution of your output, and then you can determine if the signal will be progressive or interlaced. So I keep it on 1920 by 1080p in HDMI and SDI both, and it is on progressive. You have the anamorphic de-squeeze. If you want to apply that, you can apply that as here as well. And then you have the output display. So if I will turn off my output display, whatever I do on my screen, I'll not see on my SDI or HDMI, and I'll not see any overlays on my SDI or HDMI output. Then you have the display on off, where you can determine what should be seen on your display. So if I, like, let's say I don't show my white balance, so if I turn it off and I go out of my menus, you can see I can't see the white balance here on the screen. And now if I go and turn it on and go out of my settings, you can see my white balance is shown here. Then you have the marker. Marker basically is your aspect ratio. So if you want to put any of the aspects on your screen, you can do that here as well. and surely the viewfinder settings. And then you have the audio. So for audio, I have done a full video on that, which is a comprehensive video about all the audio settings of Sony FX6. So make sure that you watch that. Then you have the technical settings where you can have the color bars if you want to calibrate your monitors, and with these color bars you can have the tone as well to see the audio on those. You have the ND dial settings here. You have the tele, so when you will record it will give you lights on, and all of these technical settings. And network is basically all about how you can connect your camera to external devices like phone or anything like that. And I have again done a full video about that, which is a comprehensive video. You can go and watch that. And then maintenance is basically about language, clock set, all settings, reset if you want to reset your camera, hours meter if you want to see how many hours it have been used, and then version update. So you can see the firmware version here, and you can update your firmware version here as well. So this is pretty much it about all the settings in Sony FX6. And in case you have any more questions, please put those in comments and I'll make sure I'll reply to those. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.